I need to grab something before sitting down. Hi, Katie. Hey. I'm always goofing your name. I'm sorry. Eggs and butts? I'm probably good with that. Hi, Shiro. Hi, Matt. My goblins have been bad the last week. Me and my day coffee. I teared and just wanted to say you're a truly wonderful person. I'm extremely happy to have you and Upcars as friends. Aw. I'm glad I made your day, Myth. I was truthful that, they always make me happy, and yesterday with having friends over, I specifically went looking for them so that way I could show them and be like, look at these very good memes the friend made. And they also got a good laugh out of it. Oh, of course I need to clean this. For a second I thought that was a frog. I know I didn't stream a lot last session, so I'll reiterate it for anyone that possibly missed it. I apparently sprained muscles in my legs, or just the one leg actually, from working out. So if you ever need any proof that squats are evil, no, the squats made it to where like knee was just swollen for a couple days, and I thought it was something worse, so I went to urgent care. And they're just kind of like, yeah, it looks like it's just kind of a sprain. If it doesn't get better in a couple days, you might want to see about an MRI. But it seems like it's getting better. It definitely did not like me walking to the urgent care because it was close enough to where it wasn't a bad walk. It was just long enough for my leg to be angry with me afterwards. And me being physically limited when I want to do things and can't do them because can't really stand properly or stand up for long because leg gets angry. It's frustrating. Hi, hero. I had thought about doing probably more Hades because I did a little bit of that last stream, but I'm still on muscle relaxers, so brain is very slow still. Yeah, I was just catching people up for probably missed last stream because I definitely did not stream for long. Last stream. Not as long as I usually go for, I'll say. Yeah, and the thing already said that it could cause like drowsiness and dizziness and stuff. So it's fine. I just know that I don't feel like I'm very responsive to anything super fast right now. But I'm not tired to where I would be worried. Yeah, it was. It just wasn't very... It wasn't as long as I normally go for. This post still has... So I figured this is pretty head empty. I can just listen to music and we can talk and whatnot. Definitely. I just figured it probably was worth to catch people up on it, let people know that it seems like it's helping. So I don't think it's anything worse than that. But also, heck the fact that I did everything I was supposed to avoid said injury, such as not pushing myself, and apparently that was not the case. I just realized there's a cat in there. I haven't seen a cat in the heck a long time, it feels like. How's it still dirty? How's the crystal ball still dirty? I don't know. And per our norm, we got Donkey Kong Country because, you know, when at a loss, Donkey Kong Country always brings some good bops. Heck. I was originally also going to start stream earlier, but, am I stuck in here? No, I'm not. Okay. But there was a thunderstorm that came through and I just wanted to make sure it passed before starting stream. Yeah, bodies are dumb. I just think of the fact that I could walk anywhere from 5 to 7 miles at the hospital and not have injured myself at any point during the 6 months or so I was there. And then I try to work out for like 15 minutes and body's just kind of like, how about no? It's dumb and they feel dumb for it. Not that I could have controlled it, and bodies are just dumb like that, but it still feels like a dumb injury. Yeah, Grand Hope never disappoints. Is this all part table? Kinda. But, as some of you know as well, we did have a friend over yesterday, because it was her birthday, and we didn't get to do stuff on her birthday, because, I guess her actual birthday was also my affiliate-versary. But that wasn't the reason. Their plan was to go to a park to celebrate, and it ended up raining a shit ton that weekend. So they just had to postpone it. So we had invited her over to do like ramen and have pie and just kind of hang out.
Surprise! I hope I didn't scare you.
Hi, Nikki. Thank you for raid. No, you. Hi, Sea Dragon. Hey, Loop Lime. And hello, Nikki. You're all cute. A queen too. Heck. Where's all the dirt? You're all kitties. Yeah, just I don't think it's quite been a year of like non-working out to have warranted it, but I don't know. Bodies are weird. I hope you're able to get far in Golden Sun. I kind of peeked in a little bit and lurked. Brain is still like not super heavy on long conversation, I guess. It's just like I should probably save my mental spoons for stream. What is still dirty on this? There it goes. But yesterday we invited a friend over, decided to have ramen, make her some pie and stuff, and hugs are good. The mental kind of spoons, but yes. And then usually ramen for me, like homemade ramen, it takes a bit of days of prepping. Up here, I should have. There we go. I still have that command. It doesn't get used a whole lot, but you know, I like to have it to be able to pop information every once in a while. Morning of, woke up, had prepped some stuff ahead of time, enough for me, Apprentice, and our friend. They ended up asking the morning of, or like the afternoon of, I would say, because I don't get up in the mornings. I don't know about you all. I'm sure you all do. You're more responsible than me. Thank you. Thank you, Beth. I like making ramen. I like making the bone broth. I like the process of I get to control how salty this ends up being and flavorful. It's very good. Um, food in general, aw. Thank you. That's sweet. I don't feel like I am, but that's sweet. Um, they asked if they could bring their partner. Because I guess their partner had been taking care of them because they've been having like health issues that's been going on. And they wanted to include them. I've never met the dude. So Brain was just kind of like, I don't know if I have the mental spoons to be able to do this. But also, maybe it won't really cost a whole lot of spoons. And it was meant to be a birthday thing for her anyway, so we figured, yeah, it'd be fine. I technically have enough for 4 people. So I vastly underestimated how many spoons I was going to have by the time they came over. And how many spoons this dude was going to require to have a conversation with. I had like maybe 1 spoon by the time they came over. And I was like in the minus of spoons by the time they left. He wasn't that he was a bad dude. He just was at like 100 the entire time he was over. It's just like, sir, I've just met you. I need you to bring it down to at least a 25, please. Not that I was going to tell him that, just, yes, spoon deficiency, for sure. Because, I had went to the urgent care on Saturday. They were supposed to give it to, or send me a text message when she was done. They never did. So come Sunday, it's just like, well, one of the things they gave me was going to be a muscle relaxer, and that feels like something I definitely would need, so I was going to call them, and they're just like, hey, you have 2 ready to pick up. They finished it on Saturday and never told me, but it's just like, fuck, whatever. Apprentice went and got it for me so I could take it and hopefully have everything be fine. They asked a lot of questions. They were very talkative, but they were also cutting me off with everything that they were asking, which made me mad. And me getting a little bit of mad takes spoons. So it was just like, at one point, I kind of just stopped talking and was just kind of like, I'll just listen. Because it's one thing if you are excited about something, and I can get that. There have been times I've been excited about something, and I accidentally cut somebody off. But it's always with the acknowledgement of like, I'm sorry, I cut you off, and I did not mean to. Please continue, and give space to be able to continue having the conversation. What he was frequently doing throughout the entirety of the night is that he would ask a question. I would try and formulate my answer, and about halfway through formulating my answer, he would interject with what he figured the answer was, type of thing, and then just kind of continue to talk. And did so in the sense of trying to talk above you, if that makes sense. Like you're trying to kind of like raise your voice a little bit to kind of have your presence be the one that's most heard. A little bit. Look at what, Nikki. So that was annoying. So at one point I just kind of stopped giving more detailed answers and just kind of listened at one point. At one point in the conversation, because she and him are in a poly relationship, And that is a-okay. I have nothing against that. He asked Epcarnus if he was like polyfurry because of the conversation that was happening. I saw, Nikki. That's great. That is great. So when do you get to Boop affiliate so I can eat money at you and have a Nikki badge? But based on the conversation, he had asked Epcarnus if he was like a furry poly, and obviously that's a yes. Like, Epcarnus has been that.
I hope I didn't scare you.
Hi, Sar. I know it wasn't that long ago, but hi, Scaredy. Hi, Max. Who is taken. Thank you. Need about an hour and a half of time and 3 more days. Yes. Oh no, you're good, Sar. You're all good. I was just leaving because I had mentally planned that I still needed to do this, and I was waiting for the storm to pass, but brain no work good right now because brain is still on muscle relaxers and just feels very slow. But no, you're all good. No, you're all good. No offense. No offense was taken whatsoever. I was talking about a visit with our friend yesterday, and they had their significant other over, where they asked Epcarnus if he was polyfurry. And of course, that's a yes for Epcarnus. But the thing is that I'm not poly. I'm very much mono. And I don't know if I could ever be poly because of the experiences I've been through. But the thing is that I think he took Epcarnus's answer as a whole for our relationship and kind of low-key started hitting on both of us. Get the mono check out. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So, and it took me a while to kind of figure out that was what was happening, because I laid in bed, I was just like, why did the conversation feel weird? Why did his response feel weird? It's just like, oh, because at one point after he got a confirmation that Epcarnus was poly, it turned to kind of low-key flirting. Yeah, Nikki raided right before you did. And I fear that a horrible misunderstanding has come about of it, of he probably thinks we're in an open relationship and we are not. We're definitely not. So I don't know what the future holds in terms of this person. But boy howdy, did they take a lot of spoons. By the end of it, I was just like, I was exhausted. I was already exhausted from making the homemade ramen and trying to manage like what I could with standing on my leg. But he just required an extra amount of things. And he had had a few drinks, so like that obviously kind of amped it up a little bit too, so I don't know if it's just me being socially awkward and the fact that the only people that have talked with me in the way that he has been to flirt, or maybe this is just his normal way of talking to people. I don't know. It's very hard to tell. What I picked up was the fact that he was probably low-key trying to hit on us, and it's just like, no thank you. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Hopefully our friend, if he did come to that conclusion, was able to possibly clear it up later. That, like, hey, they're not in that kind of relationship. I don't know if it would have gotten brought up, but, you know, maybe. I just know for next time, if he ever does come over, that I'm going to need to change my approach in how he was cutting me off and not letting me finish sentences. Because what I was doing is one of the ways that it can be addressed is starting over what you've said so that way you can at least finish saying it for them to hopefully realize that they never finished letting you say what you were going to say. And it seemed like he was not picking that up, so it's probably just going to have to be a more direct approach of like, hey, I need to finish saying what I'm saying. I need you to, like, not cut me off. Because that is a big pet peeve of mine. If cutting off does happen, it just needs to be, I'm sorry, please go ahead. I did not mean to. Basically. That's basically what it would have to be, Queen. Pretty much. Pretty much. At least that's one thing I've been trying to be better about voicing, and I feel like have gotten better at voicing of like, hey, this is the thing that bugs me. I need to be able to finish what I was saying. Otherwise, this is just giving the message that you don't actually want to talk to me. You just want to hear yourself talk. And I'm not here for that. Also got to hear about a cult that involves heavy sexism. And that is the fact that there are still cults out there that try to go into that heavy thing. No, it actually wasn't that. I don't. Not to say that that isn't. I know, right? I was just hoping that there wouldn't be new ones popping up, but apparently there has been. One of their family members was involved with it, and they were reading off like the things, like how the how the how if the relationship is going to last is purely based on the woman and she is solely responsible for the relationship succeeding or not, and how you need to stroke your man's ego for 45 minutes a day. You have to make time for it every single day to just give his ego a little stroke. And it was heavy insinuated that it was not just emotional stroking. Yeah. Also, the whole bullshit of men don't show emotions and are not to show emotions because women will use it against them and hold it against them. And also, that's just a weakness of men type of thing. It's just like, oh, this is all just hot garbage. It's so specific. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. Oh, and how, like, you need to let, like, there's always a hero or a villain hide like very deep within every man, and you need to be the one to bring out the hero in him. Like it's your responsibility. A little bit. It surprised me for the fact this is like, oh boy, howdy, this sure is a lot. And the fact that someone can just casually believe that is like, oh, please don't do that. Yeah. That logic is also, as everyone knows, I'm sure here, severely broken. And actually does not work. It really does, honestly, Hero. It really does. The fact that it was very specific about the time you need to dedicate to stroking your man's ego, though, is I wonder where they got that number. I wonder if there's like a specific for that number of like, why does it need to be specifically 45 minutes? Specific like time does feel more cold. Yeah. They are confused from what it sounds like. The cult itself, I don't know. The people that were at one point following this occult-like behavior, kind of up in the air, it sounded like. But honestly, I didn't ask for deep specifics because I probably am never going to meet them or interact with them. Hopefully. Hopefully. There we go. Yeah. Tumblr was weird then, but I don't know if Tumblr ever stopped being weird. And to be fair, Twitter might start getting weird again soon-ish. Apparently I never finished cleaning that. Oh well. Bought a black hood off of Amazon. Is it for D&D related things? That's just immediately where my brain goes to. It's just like, oh, D&D, maybe. Maybe. Oh no. The fact that there is that for pup time. Oh no. Pup sauces. Oh no. Hey, Chungus. Oh no, you have some from where it came from. I don't know where it's from. Right now, but it was a road cosplay for Renaissance Festival. That's fair. All that means is that it just has a multi-use. Festival now, D&D later. Just use it to hide your expressions if you get a role that's about to kill a character. Oh boy. Probably D&D first. That's fair. What's so dirty on this thing? Did not boop. Flaming Whip, Rain Fury guy. I want to say I've heard about it, but I also can't recall the specific details right now. I can't really recall the specific details of a whole heck of a lot of stuff right now, to be fair. Big time. The fact that there are tails, too. Oh my goodness. What's still dirty on this? Oh, it's just that. How about this? Okay, there we go. Money time. It just has everything. Maybe they removed it then, Myth. Or maybe it's under a different prefix now? Prefix might not be the right word, but it sounded like it was the right word. Oh, that's a lot of orange just right in my face. There we go. Wiggle time. That's cute. Also, the other thing that comes to mind is that, soonish here, gonna probably start the process of what we need to do to see about getting a house. Which I know would be more of kind of Apprentice having to do a heck of a lot of that. But hopefully then we'll be able to know where it is we'll be going to. That is fair. The place he was wanting to look at was like a couple hours drive, I think, from us. And that's if we end up like going there specifically. I know for right now it would. Excuse me. I don't know if that picked up, but it's just like fuck, right into the mic. He still likes it, and a lot of like jobs that pertain to him are kind of still in this area, so he would want to still be within like he would still want to be within those ranges, especially for the fact that when it comes time to find a different job, because boy howdy, his job is right now is metaphorically on fire, it feels like, at all times. Okay, goodness. Lasagna's good. New York's been nice. It wouldn't, from my understanding, it wouldn't necessarily be in the city. Like, right now we're in the city, and this wouldn't be in the city. Necessarily. But it would still be close enough to the city. To be fair, I've only ever really lived in one place for most of my life, so my gauge of distance for things right now is non-existent. It's like, I could tell you how to get to all these other places back home. That would be nice too. I haven't really gotten to do a whole heck of a lot of that because of general world things. But technically we have gone to see some shows, like Scribble Showdown, which was nice. And at some point, like this year, get to see My Chemical Romance, which will be fun. I would love to see Wicked. Been to Strand. Don't believe so. That does not sound familiar. Musicals are very good. I enjoy musicals. I just never get to always have a good hand or be able to get a hold of a new one. They did, and I enjoyed it. I know there was someone I follow music-wise that had the hot take of, I didn't like it. It's just like, okay, you're allowed to not like it. But I don't feel like you really need to broadcast that to the world, my dude. Honestly, I just have moments where I just kind of go through a lot of my Chemical Romance things and just sing along to them. It's always real nice. Beetlejuice animatics, like the recent newer animations, or yeah, pretty much Queen. You're allowed to dislike a thing. It does not mean that you need to broadcast it to the world as if you are the one that's right in all of this. Strand books. I have not. Where is this? How close is that to me? This one seems like it would be. Hang on, now I need to find out how close I am to this bookstore. We've gotten to this point of stream. You know what? That's not too bad. That's not too bad at all. I'm gonna save this. I'm gonna save this for later. Because I also at some point need to plan a day to try and go back to the Nintendo store, because the one and only time we tried to do that was the day that I had to go to the ER, so it's just like, need to plan for a different day, and that still hasn't happened yet. You went for your 15th birthday? Nice. I've never been there, but it looks great. East Coast PAL? Yes. I always want books, and it is a problem. I don't technically have the room for them right now. I'm trying to be responsible until we have, like, a place, and then I could just have a big-ass bookshelf and fill it with shit ton of books. It's still dirty. It is somewhere. Oh, these are still dirty. Yeah, at least it's not meth. But also I get that way with our supplies sometimes too. I figure after this month I should have a fairly good idea on what will work in terms of a schedule for stream. More of a set schedule, I guess, rather than the back and forth of every other day. Which, I say that because I actually did get an email. I don't remember if I mentioned it on stream. I've mentioned it in other places, so apologies if I haven't mentioned it here yet. I had a couple of weeks ago started the process of trying to get like a therapist slash counselor, so I could get also psych evaluation to be like, hey, do I just have depression and anxiety, or do I also probably have like some other things going on, like maybe ADHD and shit like that, or maybe PTSD? I don't know, but I would like to know. Go figure, a lot of the places that accept my insurance are super booked up, but I fill out the information to be able to be put on a waiting list to be able to see someone. And they did get back to me today, because they said it was going to be about a month or two wait, and it's just like, well, at least I'm waiting, and maybe it'll be sooner. And it seems like it's going to be about that time. So at the end of the month, I'll have like an intake appointment. And I should be able to, at that point, know kind of when like a set day would end up being. So that way I can just make sure that like either I'm not streaming that day, or maybe setting up a time for earlier to be able to stream, so it's not like overlapping or anything like that. Thank you, Queen. Nah, that's fair. I think I only said no to one day in particular. And that was realistically only because if for some reason it was going to be sooner than a month, I didn't want to have a therapy appointment or intake appointment, whichever it's going to end up being, on the day that I go see my friend, which is this week. No, Queen, I'm not gonna do that. As much as it would probably be a whole lot of what I've already shared with you all, I wouldn't bring y'all to therapy. I'd probably talk about therapy after the fact, if I feel comfortable with whatever the topic ends up being. But as a whole, I wouldn't bring you all to therapy, so don't worry about it. No worries. Both for me and I'm sure the therapist's safety. Thank you. I just want to make sure that my brain's not affecting the relationships I have. And while it's not like a heavy effect, it has technically affected like some aspects of things. And it's just like, I don't want this. So I'm just going to do things to take care of it. Yeah, super against him, for sure. I had a couple of weeks ago talked to my parents about sending me shit. Uh, I, because I know we talked about it at one point during a power wash session. They didn't give me a specific date, but they had thought at one point maybe I wasn't gonna want them to send stuff with the whole moving, which they hadn't known for very long. I had mentioned it in the Snapchat and like nobody said anything about it. So I just assumed that either they didn't really care or there was just no need to, I guess, comment on it. But I expressed to them that like, hey, I'm not doing super great without having my stuff. I need my stuff. They said they were going to, but it has been a couple of weeks, so tomorrow I'm going to poke them about it, be like, hey, is there an update to this? Can you give me a date? Because I originally asked for a date and they didn't have one. But it's also looking like they're going to be moving because their landlords are being shitty, and it's just like, okay, so is this actually something you'll be able to facilitate then if you all are going to be moving? Or should I just plan to come get my stuff? Yeah, I plan to keep on them about it because I know that me waiting has not yielded anything, and it's just like, yes, this sucks for you. But you know what also sucks? The fact that I've been waiting a year. So I plan to keep on them in terms of it. Be like, hey, it's been a couple of weeks. Do you have an update for me? And also in terms of the fact that you're going to be looking for a place, is it still going to be possible? Or not? That is fair. That's kind of what I do whenever Apprentice has an appointment. Either I'll be in the kitchen because I know I can't hear shit from the kitchen, or I'll just be at my computer and just have my headphones on.
Surprise! I hope I didn't scare you.
Hi, Slim. Thank you for a raid. I hope Bloodborne went well. Hello again, T-Dragon. Hello, Ranger. Did I miss any more Smash and Pass for Bloodborne? I probably did. I probably missed quite a bit. Thank you, Myth. Hi, Red Mage. No, I didn't. Excellent. Which means I can be a part of next times. There's still a lot that apparently I've missed. You repeated your own raid message. No, but thank you. I just realized what you said, Nikki. No, you. Thank you, Nikki. Skipped Watchdog as a Smasher Path. So that's fair.
Wow, they chose me. The odds are full of all kinds of math.
Thank you for the follow, Ranger. That's sweet of you. Real bad at introductions. So hard. Apologies. Galvi. We do variety streams here. Sometimes we do art. I'm going to be planning to do at least one monthly. So that way it's keeping up with the art side of things. Right now things have been every other day stream. But sometime at the end of the month I will be setting up an actual schedule to be able to actually keep to. So that way people don't have to wonder, hey, is this a stream day or not? The black box on my screen? I'm not sure which one you mean. Pathfinder's very good. He's a very good boy. Yeah, it might be the closed caption box, but I don't have closed captions on. I haven't had those on in a while because I needed to mess with them. And I just haven't messed with them at all. Stream is basically, honestly, always a work in progress. Like, boy howdy, I sure need to mess with this and fix this. And also just stare at my screen and do absolutely nothing for 5 hours. I'm glad I'm not the only one with that mood. Listen, I came across a video of someone just having the voice overlay sounds for Gauntlet Legends Dark Legacy, and I need to figure out which one of those I just want as alerts and where to put them because I love that. Yeah, I'm using keyboards, so like R is the little rotate thing, so you can turn the nozzle. Did I clean all that? I sure did not. I sure did not. You've been suffering doing it the hard way. Oh no. Hopefully now your suffering can get lessened. If it helps, I accidentally did my own sort of suffering of not realizing that I could at one point hover over a thing and it will tell me the name and if it's still dirty or not. So there were great many streams of what the heck is still dirty and not realizing what was still dirty. Being like, well, it says this is dirty, but I don't know what it is. But I could just hover over it and find out. Like, this is apparently still dirty. Doesn't look it. Yes, it's on the top a little bit, but like, for the longest time I didn't know that. So I was just like treasure hunting of like, what's dirty? What's still dirty? Let's see. There we go. Granted, I also know about this, but if you only know the name of it, but don't actually know what part it is, it's really hard to find. The crystal ball's still dirty? Where? Just the entire thing. Just the entire thing is still dirty. Apparently. We need to be able to see the cat inside the crystal ball. So the longer I just spray it down, the more it will get clean eventually. still don't understand how this can be so dirty still. That's what I mean though. Like, I'll push the button to be able to see the highlightedness, and it doesn't always show up. So I basically have just succumbed to having to spray it down and hope I'm cleaning the bit that I want. And I can't really get on top of it, so it's just a matter of, well, something on here is dirty. I'll just continue to spray it down until it gets clean. And some of it does light up, like that bit there. But also, not everything does. No, you, Nikki. I'm too emotionally mush to be able to accept compliments at this time. Well, this wheel's still dirty somewhere. No, you, Cheryl. All of Chad is cute. You're all cuties. Okay, no, that's clean. That is clean, actually. You're allowed to not accept it. I will not force any compliments on anybody. Exactly. Everyone in chat is cute if they want to be. They do not have to accept. And it is definitely can be a thing where you don't feel like it, and that's fine. What's still dirty? Well, the axle mount somewhere. Somewhere. Apparently the windows as well. The bay windows.
Hope you're ready for some fun.
Hey, thank you for the raid. Gap Street? Hopefully I pronounced that right. How's streaming? Welcome in. We're just power washing here. Play more Link's Awakening? Nice. I hope it's been going good. Oh, good. I'm glad it did. Finish the emote. Was it the one you were sharing in Discord, or is it a different one? new one? Nice. Is it Scream? Nice. Got through another dungeon? Nice. Is it the remake one or is it the older ones? Both are honestly extremely valid, and I do love them both. Oh, that does remind me. Okay, so, people were joking about this before, and I was just kind of like, I would do it, but I don't have it. So, the Xbox client lets you buy games that you can also technically play on an Xbox because Microsoft owns it and whatnot. They also will let you play stuff on their cloud gaming service. And I found out today that one of the games on their cloud streaming service is Banjo-Tooie and Nuts and Bolts. And I had to tinker with it a bit because it wasn't liking me trying to give it my profile, but it eventually took it. So I technically can play Banjo-Tooie if that is a game you would want me to play for stream. You can always eat it into the dock and then we'll all vote on it. Not me, because that would not be fair. But you know what? That is now an option. If people want it to be. Played the first one on the Switch and never completed a Zelda game and hope it to be at first. Nice! I'm glad you're having fun with it. Which part is this? Oh, these are the bay window supports. I was very surprised. I didn't think it would let me. I didn't think it would let me access it. I didn't know it would even have it as an option as a cloud game thing. I don't know how well it works. All I know is that I got to the point where I could get it to run on my end. So I'm very happy, at least for that knowledge. I don't know which part of this is dirty, but you know, we're just going to continue to wipe it down. We'll figure it out. There we go. I've technically never played Banjo-Tooie. I did own an N64 copy at one point, but then we didn't have an N64 to play it on. So I had attempted to wait to access one. But you know what? I have access to that, so that is an option. I have seen it get played by Dan, and me and Upcarnus have been watching Dan Floyd and Dane Jones play through it, which has been fun. So I know it's not. Oh, thank you, Windows. That was not needed, but thank you, Windows. That was extremely loud. So you know that is an option. I would be willing to do it if people ended up wanting it. No, it's fine. I just don't know how to turn that off. I need to figure out how to separate the sounds. So that way, Windows sounds are not coming through. And at one point, the Windows sounds were not coming through at all on my computer. It's just like, you know what, this is nice. I don't have to have the ear shrieking bing bing in my ear being like, you need to do a thing. Oh, there's so much I'm still missing. We'll figure it out. A lot of it has to do with the roof. Yeah, I need the ladder. is cute. Okay, getting some stuff clean. I'm gonna need to move this eventually. Oh, that's 32. I didn't even see that. There we go. Okay. Okay, somewhere on this is still dirty. Or just that. Let's see, canopies. Done. I think. Those are done. Whoops. Okay, there's quite a bit still here, so. Also, being that my friend is coming on Wednesday, and we're probably going to be hanging out as like a dinner thing, I don't believe I will be able to stream on Wednesday. So I debate if I should just kind of make it to where I just stream on Thursday instead, and maybe do like double to make up, like do Thursday, do Friday, or if I should just do it, just have those days be day off, do Thursday, and just kind of resume things for a while until I know what my appointments will end up looking like, so I can build a schedule around that. Really? This is still dirty? Nobody would be able to see if this was still dirty up here with a speck of dirt. Chimney's clean. All these are clean. Oh, well, apparently this is all still dirty, so. Oh, absolutely. That's why I'm going to wait till the end of the month to be able to solidify any sort of schedules, so that way I know, like, maybe therapy is always going to be on Tuesday or something. Then at the very least I know that, hey, I'm probably not going to feel up to streaming on a Tuesday. Especially not knowing yet what it will look like. I plan to ask him if this will be consistent. And then once I know, I can build around that. For this week, I'm not sure if I should just have tomorrow and Wednesday just basically be days off, and then we just resume Thursday. This one's still dirty? I guess so. Hopefully that makes sense. Because every other day will probably remain for the rest of this month. Oh, did I finish all Donkey Kong? I think I did. I sure did. Sure did. don't feel like I should subject you all to that, so... switch it up for everybody because I tend to just gravitate towards the same ones and I know it. Which roof trim? This? No, that's decorative. This? No. Wait, one of these is still dirty. I think it's the yellow part. Yeah, Kirby's always good. Kirby's always a solid choice. Yeah, this one's still dirty somewhere. Probably going to be underneath this canopy, isn't it? Well, some of it was up top here, so never mind. Now we just need to figure out which wall trim is dirty. Which wall trim is dirty? Wall? Wait, this is decorative. That's not the wall trim then. Is this the wall trim? It sure is. And I immediately find the right one anyway. Well, it's dirty somewhere. I guess the bottom counts, so... oh well. Soon enough, this entire park is going to be super clean. Clean the ancient statue. Hi, Wishy? I work with your friend Harper from... what? What? I don't feel like power washing super old shit is a good idea. I enjoy it. Yeah, this just feels like a bad idea. Also, this game has been pretty nice to kind of just like chill and listen to what music you want and just kind of go in the groove of washing shit. It probably would. Also, as soon as you touch the sand, it's just gonna kick up all the dust. This would not be an ideal place for it. I don't know what questions this is supposed to answer with me cleaning it, but I'll still do it. I guess so. Every little corner has its own name, though, and that's concerning. Hello, Brapto. Welcome in. I hope you're doing well. Sample pack. Let's see what we got here. I don't need this Microsoft thing anymore. Let's see. Huh. This one's actually, I feel like, interesting. Fresh apples float because 25% of their volume is air. Which means that anyone that tried to ever set up a Bob for Apples thing during Halloween, and some of them just decide to sink, it might not have been a fresh apple. It just did not have the air to float. Which also means that you're kind of beating air a little bit. Probably not. I'm making this more cursed than I probably should be. Warning, PowerWash Sim is not accurate to real world power washing. Never point a nozzle at a thing you are currently washing. Avoid metal surfaces. You will take paint off cars if you're not careful. Never point a nozzle at someone. If water is under enough pressure to take off the top of a brick wall and cement, it will cause harm. From skin. Yeah, it sure will. Just breathe through the apple. No. Part of this is still dirty. This side, I guess. There we go. That one's clean. Oh, I'm gonna have to do a lot of moving around on this ladder, I think, to make sure I can get the back properly. All people born in Washington State have the ability to breathe through apples? No! No! Gas Station Simulator. Never seen anyone stream it, but it has a lot of elements from other sim games, like Cash Simulator. I don't think I've ever heard of it. Honestly, this is the first, like, simulator I've ever bought. And it's purely because of the fact that I get to wash all the grime off of things and get to see how pretty everything is after I've cleaned it. I'm very much the kind of person that will gravitate towards those kind of videos of like, hey, let's restore this old knife, and being like, yeah, it's 20 minutes long. I'm sure gonna sit down and watch this. Or lay down in bed and watch it because I'm super fascinated about how it's gonna look before and after. I'm going to forget, so I'm going to make a tab for that, so I can check it out later. Renovating and expanding a running gas station along the highway in the middle of a desert. That sounds cute. I'm very bad about remembering things after stream, so I've just kind of started to get accustomed to, like, if someone tells me something, I just make a new tab for it in Chrome, so that way I can look at it after stream and be like, oh yeah, I was gonna look at this after stream. You know, I'm just gonna... I'm trying to figure out actually how this works, because, like, this is here. It's right next to the water. How much digging do they have to do to actually unearth this? I'm thinking too much about it. It's fine. At least we got the eye cleaned up. Too much thought, not enough power. Yeah. Feels like this year is... Actually, you know what? This year is about half over, and there's still a lot that needs to be done. My brain's like, this year has barely started, and there's so much to be done. No, I'm thinking of the fact that I had my year anniversary, not the fact that it's actually the start of the year. It might have been... This might have been newer? I honestly don't know. I know PowerWash was coming up to being a year. Like, they released it about a year ago. And I think they mentioned about adding... They mentioned wanting to add soon. I don't know if it's available yet. And I don't know when it would be available in terms of the career stuff. But there is a gnome fountain. They're going to bring a gnome fountain to claim. Which for me, it's going to be fantastic. Oh, there's so much that's still dirty on this face. No! Yeah, plenty of beaches have turned into desert. The lands have changed in the years, over the years. Global warming and all that shenanigans. And just general changes. There's really no method to what I'm doing here. I'm just kind of going and cleaning whatever piece I want, I guess. Truly have not known what time it is for 2.5 years. Yeah. Every week feels like a month, and every month feels like 3. Yeah, sure has. Because, I mean, start of pandemic, I was in a completely different situation. We're still in pandemic, but I am now in a very different environment. Oh, apparently I never finished doing that. Oh well. No worries, have a good lurk. Thank you. It's always nice to have anyone here in any capacity that they want to be. And as a reminder, no one's required to talk. If you're not feeling up to it and you just want to chill and listen to me ramble about things, That's also just as valid. Yeah, it is a PNG tuber. My friend Katie made it for me. She is a fantastic artist. All the emote stuff has been made by me so far. And all the other, like, stream assets. That in particular, though, it came from her. Actually, not all other stream assets. Heroes PNG came from him. Whenever we play Apex. Yeah, exactly. Well, at least these are here. No worries. I realized that my statement was not fully true immediately. And I want to make sure that people are getting their proper credit for the art that they do. To be fair, we haven't played a whole lot since new season just because, like, game keeps crashing. And I've been kind of waiting for them to fix it before feeling like, yeah, I can stream it again. Because it feels like any more than an hour of gameplay, it just randomly decides to, like, oh, I'm going to crash now. I've ceased working. Yeah, it's still crashing for me. I had done a match today, and as soon as I had gotten down, pretty much, I had the crash, and I had to reboot it back up. Luckily, I was already down, so it's not like there's a whole heck of a lot I could do, but I've definitely been crashing still. Epcarnis has still been crashing. Gotcha. Hopefully the suggestions people were pointing you to were able to help with finding a different mic. A lot of what I ran into in terms of like headsets that have the mic built into them, because the mic is pretty much right there, it's very hard to set it up to where it's not going to pick up the audio from your headset. Either you have to have it way lower than is really comfortable, or you have to tinker with a whole bunch of things. And that's not always great. Epcarnis has still been getting the crashes too, honestly. I don't know why. One of my friends was suggesting that it might be a graphics thing, because they turned the graphics down on theirs. I don't think that would be the case. And the fact that the graphics was one of the things that, like, kind of, like, would make it go choppy at times. I didn't want to really be tinkering with that. Especially for the fact that it's not like the graphics card can't handle it. It just has something going on with it. Hopefully whatever it is, it gets fixed up here soon. But yeah, so far, anytime I've tried to go and do something, there has been, at some point, a crash. I think it was, yesterday, I think, before we played, I think it was yesterday. I don't remember which day, but there was a day that I was, the only one left alive, and I went to heal, and I was pretty sure I was being chased. And in the process of me healing, my game crashed. Luckily, it still got the heal off, so I didn't have to heal those when I got back into the game. But I basically had to start running again because I figured they were still going to try and do the chase and had to wait to heal up in the other side. That is fair. The only other headsets I've worked with have been the ones I described, so I wasn't sure if it was the same kind. You know, this is probably meant for a long nozzle. I probably should be doing a long nozzle. I'm not really going to be able to get much closer, so I need to be getting all this grub off. I also gave up on the notion of having a Bluetooth headset in terms of like normally playing games on my computer, mostly because I had a wireless Bluetooth headset at one point for gaming, and it would last maybe 2 hours fully charged before it would just die. And at the time, we lived in a place where I didn't really have the option to not be wearing a headset if I was going to be at my computer, so I basically needed to have it plugged in all the time anyway. Nice. There's still a lot of like little bits, of course. Also, I don't remember if I mentioned it on stream, but assuming it hasn't changed, actually. Let me check. Because there was a game that was winning astronomically in terms of games I should finish that I've started. Yeah, that's absolutely still winning. The one that's winning right now is actually the randomizer Nuzlocke that I had started. So I need to access my other computer to be able to do that. Hopefully that might be something I could do in between streams where I just kind of push that over. The second ones on that list are actually Spiritfarer and Metroid Dread, even though I've only done one Metroid Dread stream, and it was plagued with input delays. I'm mostly surprised that the Nuzlocke was even as high as it was. And honestly, I don't know how far I'll be able to get with it, but I will... I'll definitely get back to that soon-ish. I should probably get up here, actually. Do we have a gnome, actually? I have not seen a gnome. I also didn't check the bottom very well, so maybe there's a gnome down there. For the Nuzlocke, I know with my friend we had, like, made special rules in terms of wanting to affect the game in terms of, like, channel points or bits. I'm probably not going to do the bits in terms of it. I'll turn back on, though, being able to make suggestions for naming Pokemon and stuff like that. I don't want to make it too terribly hard for myself. I basically want it to be that if I have a chance of winning, I don't want to also have the chance that I lose, because it got bought out of sorts. Hopefully that makes sense. I think it does, but... Can I get that? Can I get that? I probably have to get up there. So I'll probably change, like, those rules in terms of it, but other than that, like, the rest of the rules will probably remain the same. If for some reason I find a shiny, I will allow myself to catch it, because boy howdy, I have only ever caught a shiny in Pokemon Let's Go and Pokemon Go. Yeah, this definitely feels like it was made for the long nozzle. I'll do my best to try and speed it up in terms of, like, any battle things on my super real Game Boy. I just forget, and I worry that I'm going to input things improperly if I speed it up. Oh, my phone's about to die. Let me plug that in real quick. Only ever found one shiny in your rears of playing Pokemon? That is fair. I technically saw a shiny before I realized what a shiny was. And it wasn't my find technically, it was a friend at the time had found it off of my copy of Yellow that I had lent him. And because he didn't know that they were a rarity, and I didn't know they were a rarity, he would constantly, like, restart the game. So he, when he was done with that playthrough, he yeeted the file and started again, which means that shiny is now lost to time. Joket got this theme from a Kirby game. I'm not sure which theme, but here. That is the one I'm listening to. And it's at the 30-minute mark. Like, that's where I'm at right now. Hey, Machungus. It's going good. Questioning why I'm power washing a very old, antique piece of history that has been unearthed from the desert, but you know, we do know that video games are not always akin to real life. So we're trying not to think about it too much. Oh, there's a lot of goop on this, actually. Not goop, dirt, sand. From Kirby Dream Land 3? Oh, okay. Eventually, I'll go through more Kirby games. Eventually. I did see, because Upcarnus have found out, that they are bringing the Kirby 64 one to the Switch, like, Nintendo Online thing. And I know the main thing of that is, like, the main story is single player, but they have some multiplayer games. So me and Upcarnus could probably poke around on that, too, at some point. He used a remix of Sand Canyon and the Goblin case animation. Gotcha. To be fair, I tend to binge watch Joe-Cat stuff. I will go through a large pile of animations that I know they have not gone through, or I have not gone through since I last watched them, and then I have my fill of it, and then I wait for it to stockpile again and go through it again. What's so dirty? Probably a lot. Somewhere on this face is still dirty. Is it under the chin, maybe? Kinda. Why is it still dirty? Feel a little bit better?
Yep.
I'm apparently power washing very old things digged up from the desert, which have probably a pretty history, and I probably shouldn't be power washing them, but I was asked to. Okay. Dirty in here somewhere. Apparently just somewhere in these grooves is just holding on to dirt. There's one case of heritage site being destroyed by claiming it, to my knowledge. I wouldn't be surprised. There was also that story a while ago of someone trying to restore a very old and priceless painting, and it did not turn out great. Oh, here it goes. It's in the groups. I still kind of wonder how that happened as a whole. I would imagine that if there are people that have gotten into that kind of thing, they have like some test stuff to be able to work on with it, and maybe a portfolio to kind of show that, like, hey, I've done this kind of restoration before. Here's my portfolio of sorts, or just proof that I know how to do it without breaking anything. So I really wonder how that all went down. Is it there? It's there. But still. Oh, one of the pieces of the helmet is still dirty. Whoops. See if it's on this side real quick. Oh, it's on the very top there. I think I saw this and figured, you know what, I would get closer. Which means I probably should have to jump on his head. Which also, probably don't recommend that as a general whole of trying to clean shit. Especially one-of-a-kind shit. Things that you're not going to be able to replace. Forehead slab, helmet slab. Well, this is definitely one of them. I don't know where it is, but... The original artist of the piece is still alive. They are prohibited from restoring it themselves because the desire to make it better or change is too strong for that. Imagine seeing some of your art from 20 or 30 years ago in a museum and it's some of your older work. I didn't know they were ever prohibited from that. I understand it, but also that kind of sucks. But also, you could just take your knowledge and do one for yourself. Be like, this is mine. I redid it. This is not the official one, but it's a new one. It's a revised one. Let's see where... That one. I imagine it's probably in the groups. I might have to get up there. I sure do. Sure do have to get up there. I think I see where it is. There we go. Now for the arm slabs. Which... Okay, this one for sure. that one's good, so it's probably the other arm. Yes, yes it is. There it is. Hang on, before we go... Oh. I'm sure that's fine. I'm sure that's not speaking to any sort of end of the world thing whatsoever. We're just checking for Gnome Friend before we end it. Yeah, I guess Gnome Friend is not here. Beans. You know, I honestly didn't think about that. And now that it's happened, I probably should have expected that. But I did not. I did not in the least bit whatsoever. Clean this stuff clean. This shouldn't take too long. Okay, we can take this off. We can take the extender off. Or is definitely not shooting in the direction of a volcano on the outskirts of town. Definitely not. What? Oh, I know. I was just reading the fact that they were just kind of like, it calmed the volcano. And, hopefully that gives people enough time to evacuate. It's just like, oh, okay. I don't know what's happened, but okay. I think Kirby finished. I think Kirby finished. Hang on. Did Kirby finish? It sure did. It sure did. You know what? You know what? We're just going to... I'm just going to do this, I guess. Hopefully that's not too loud. If it is, I can turn it down. You know what? It went to a completely different track, actually. Hang on. It should not have done that. There we go. Yeah, Deltarune. Although the second one wasn't Deltarune. It was still good. I just felt like I should put Deltarune on. Be like, you know what? I haven't gotten to listen to this in a hot minute. I'm still sad for the fact that someone made a joke account to make it look like they were Toby Fox on April Fools and that they were going to have a release date for the rest, or a good chunk of the chapters. I got so excited. And then I realized it was a joke. And it wasn't really Toby Fox. Oh, that text is super broken. The text is super broken. I'm definitely fine with waiting until they're done with it. Also, it just hurt my heart a little for the fact that I believed it wholeheartedly and then realized that I was fooled. It's just like, oh, because I saw it the day afterwards. And I didn't think about the fact that it was posted on April Fool's. So I didn't think I needed to be cautious or overthink it or double check it. I just accepted it. And that was my folly. Are you still not playing? Cat Prince? We haven't seen a Cat Prince in a while. At least I don't think we have. Happy Soul's a game, although that one was a few days late. That's fair. I also don't follow the Happy Souls account. I just kind of every now and then watch through the video, get a laugh, and then proceed to wait months before rewatching it. Why how this plane got so dirty? Usually they're pretty good about keeping debris and things off of the plane. Like, yes, this is a private plane, but still. That and Big Top Burger. That's fair. Big Top Burger is good. a lot of the alerts that I tend to think about is something that I feel like is not going to get super old if it's played on repeat. Like, not just for myself, but possibly for others. Which is why I don't want to make anything that's going to be super jarring or jump scary either. Because you never know who might not handle that very well, and then it all of a sudden like going off and being like, oh well, I'm sorry, I couldn't control that, so I would rather not give the power to not have control over that, I guess, if that makes sense. I just try to be mindful. That is fair. I tend to do the same thing with the channel point things too. I don't want something that's going to be possibly like in the spam territory of things. And if I feel like there's possibly someone that has found a way to make it spammy, I usually try to change it. When it comes time for Halloween, depending on where we are with like house stuff, I would like to do some sort of spooky game and let chat have some sort of like way to try and add a little bit to the spooks. But also it would be very light. It would not be jump scary. So I imagine whatever game's already going to have some sort of jump scare to it. But I would rather, if someone is going to watch me play it and maybe already knows the game, already mentally knows that like, okay, there's a jump scare at this part, so if it's too much for me right now, I'll know not to tune in to it as that's happening. Yeah. So that's why I just try to be that's usually something I like to be mindful of whenever I add anything. I didn't finish cleaning this actually. There we go. Wait. Thought I saw something else highlight real quick. Okay, it's this one. There we go. Yeah, that one's still dirty right there. Also have the big problem of All the stream ideas are gone when I sit down to work on things. That's fair. That's why I've been trying to make notes for myself and be like, and try to be as descriptive as possible, because if I try to shorthand anything, I'm going to look at it later and be like, what was my thought process behind this? Because this does not help me remember what it was I was thinking. Like the peep one that I want to add from one of the other streams of PowerWash. I still plan to add that, but I did make a very descriptive note of why it's that number. Because, boy howdy, when I was working on stuff, I had thought about it. It's just like, you know what? I made a note for peeps. I don't remember if I made a note for why it was that number. And I sure did. Which is very good. But also, like, if there's ever a chance that I end up not remembering that, I am going to have to go back through a VOD and be like, okay, what did I say during this that made me write it this way? So it's basically just to avoid backtracking. It wasn't exactly for that number, but that's also very funny. I like peeps, and I will take anyone's peeps if they don't want them. Which also just reminds me of the fact that, not even closely related, I was just talking to Slim Stream earlier, and we were talking about tarot cards and being like, these are very good and these are very pretty. Do I like one or two peeps? That's fair. You can't have a full box of peeps in a single setting. You need to kind of space it out a little bit. The house had a peep and candy corns because the witch. And these are the lids. What's a candy house? No. That would be too expensive and also would not be durable or long term. In the minority of hating peeps, that is fair. Just note that if you're ever given peeps and you don't want them to go to waste, I will gladly take peeps off of people's hands so they don't go to waste. Nah, that is fair. They're definitely on the sugary side of things. Yeah. So, I go into it fully knowing that, like, this is not healthy by any means. This is basically pure sugar in bunny form. Or in cheap form. It's probably not how they're pronounced, but it's fine. You would think this would make it unsafe to fly. also realize I need to go digging for, like, art, probably art challenge stuff. So we can do streams based on them for when I art. There's a lot I still want to be able to do. And I know it will come as time. This is all just technically a work in progress always. Now you want to make those healthier chocolate cornflake cookies? Does it make it healthier? Oh, there's still a lot of grub. No, that's what I figured. It's like, I've never heard of that. There are almond flour cookies, which are more healthier. They taste fantastic. I'm pretty sure I've shared the link with you before already, though. They are very soft and very Chips Ahoy-y. Taste them. Elevator? Elevator. Is there an elevator up here? Well, inner wing, strut. That's outer wing. Lower wing. There is also a propeller that's still dirty. There we go. Okay, inner wing. There? Yes. Where's... this piece? Wait, what? Hang on. That's a rudder. This is. This one's still dirty, apparently. There we go. They are great and easiest gluten-free cookies I know of. It's basically cornflakes covered in candy-coated chocolate and mixed with dry berries and raisins, cranberries, blueberries, then you bake it. Interesting. This all of them? Did I do all of them? I think I did all of them. I've done all of the things. Huh. Well, you know, I kind of thought we still had quite a few left. I didn't realize we had so few. Just don't have a recipe because that person has it. That's fair. That is completely fair. I didn't take away small dance. The small dance gone? Hang on. Where's small dance go? Hang on. Oh, there it is. Why is it not there? Oh, there it is. Never mind. I was looking at the wrong spot. No, you're fine. I thought it was spelled correctly and I was just like, where'd it go? That was a very good one. I don't want it gone. You know what? I did not plan anything past this. So, I think what I'll do is I will call it there. And then we can just pick up something else come Thursday. Because Wednesday I'm meeting a friend of mine. That is true. You can put sparkles beside it. Like that. Whoops. This one too many sparkles. That actually looks really good together. In all honesty, the sparkles became the #1 emote used within the first like hour and a half of it going live. And I'm able to see its total uses. And it's way more than any of them that I've posted so far, so I'm glad everybody likes it. It could be used for everything, yeah. But the thing is that I figured that that was going to be kind of like a, oh, this is purely like a guilty pleasure on my part. No one's probably going to really want it, but you know, I'll want it, and that's important. Instead, I've indirectly fulfilled a need that everyone has apparently wanted, and I just didn't realize it. If that makes sense. So we'll call it there. Looks like Star went back to playing, so. And I very rarely get to raid Sar, so we're going to do that. Thank you all for hanging out. If anyone stuck around from any of the raids, thank you. If you feel up to sticking around for any future streams, more than welcome to follow and just come hang out. Kind of talk about a majority of things. Some of it can be spicy, as as I'm sure you've all heard. There's also still it looks like they started back up. They started back up about an hour ago, so looks like he was still wanting to play maybe. If anyone hasn't voted or submitted a game, feel free to. The submit a game and which Mario game we're going to be completing is going till the 24th? Yes. And do have a Discord if you feel like joining that. In the meantime, I'll see you all sometime on Thursday, and go yeet love at Sar. Bye.